in the current, groupings of people who are involved in politics, or maybe even people who are outside of politics, whom do you see as a possible president of future South Africa for everybody to rally around, so that the ANC is seriously defeated?
Look, I think, Soli, that's going to depend on the outcome of the elections. I think whichever party that gets the majority might obviously be the one to drive who they invite and what percentage, because as I said, depending on the electoral support that you will get, will then depend how many parties you have to really invite. One thing that we're quite confident about as ActionSA is that come 2024, we are going to be the second biggest political party in the country, if not one. But would we be in a position to govern on our own? We don't think so at this point in time. It's still early. That we don't have enough time, resources, and the capacity to be able to really go and convince everyone to really give us outright majority. But in the event that we are number two, one thing for sure, over my dead body, that ActionSA, under my leadership, will go into a coalition with the ANC. That one is not negotiable. I'm happy to really work with other parties. And I think with the EFF is going to be very difficult also, in the sense that the economic policies and the racial rhetoric scares me. Those are things that I'm saying to myself at national level. EFF happen to really be a great partner at local government level, because there are no ideological issues. At local government, you focus on service delivery, making sure that your streets are touched. You've got lighting.
They must stop threatening people with violence, visiting businesses, they must stop that.
No, it's exact. Look, I can't speak for them. That's why I'm just giving you my sense of what scares me about them. But I can tell you, when you work with the EFF at local government level, I can tell you they are the most reliable partner, the most reliable. You can trust them when they've given you a commitment on supporting your programs. You can be assured. Whereas the DA, they're the most unreliable. I mean, the DA can really say something to you now. 5 minutes later, when they leave, they're going to do something totally different. So it's we are in a very difficult situation. Right now, political parties that I have faith in terms of a local government to negotiate with, is the EFF and the Freedom Front Plus. The rest, I can tell you, it's a bit of a challenge, because I don't really come from the world where I can mislead someone or lie to you. For me, I don't stand on the fence. If I agree with you, I agree with you. If I don't, I will tell you upfront. But whereas I can tell you my experience with the DA, they will tell you one thing and go and do something totally different 5 minutes later, which is really very unfortunate. But in the event the voter says work with those people, we'll work with them, as long as it's not the ANC. And I don't really believe that we will be able to really attain an outright majority.
But if you work with I'm going back to the EFF at local government, they will not allow you to support the appointment of legitimate white South Africans. From where I sit, the EFF doesn't like white people. I mean, we've got white South Africa is a diverse country, so they're going to tell you can't appoint this white person, even if they are South African and they have what it takes to do the job.
Well, look, sorry, there are certain things that are negotiable and there are certain things that are not negotiable. EFF is not going to really determine who we must appoint. Obviously, if obviously they've got a genuine reason as to the capability of that or an ability of that person, we are happy to listen. I was the mayor of the city of Johannesburg for 3 years. EFF supported my mayor from the time I introduced my mayors. A week after I took over, EFF supported. How many whites did I have? Probably 50% or so of my mayoral committee members were white. EFF supported that.
Yeah, I think that's something else to clear. I'm glad that you raised that issue, Herman. some perception was given that the DA never stood with you. You went out on your own to work with the EFF. And some people think, and I'm one of the people I have to say, who thought, but wait a minute, he was part of the DA. They supported, they knew that they couldn't get some things done without the support of the EFF. Now, why are they suddenly saying, well, this dude went off, and at least some people in the DA, maybe not all of them, are saying, well, this dude
No,
went
no,
off
yeah,
and worked with it. What happened there? Was it Herman Mashaba and the EFF in Johannesburg, or was it Herman Mashaba representing the DA and the EFF in Johannesburg?
No, it was. I think honestly, the DA just loudly in the emitters with the EFF. The DA was against me providing services to poor communities, where they felt, why must I take the residents' money to really focus on people who don't vote for the DA, people who don't pay taxes, and I think this was one of the most deepest hurt that DA used to subject me to, and I took serious exception to that. DA, secondly, DA, in the 3 years as I was a mayor, I remember I fired 3 DA MMCs. And in each case, when I wanted to fire these people, the DA objected to this, and I never gave them an option, because every time I've said, this is just a courtesy. This is not a political matter. Here I'm dealing with criminals, people who are stealing money, or who have stolen public monies, who are involved in corruption. I had to threaten to resign, to say, if you're not allowing me to fire this guy, then I'm resigning tomorrow. And one thing for sure with Herman Mashaba, I'm not going to lie to the public. Okay. In the 3 years I was in the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, negotiating with all the parties, including the EFF. EFF has never come to me to discuss a tender, but I can't say the same about the DA. Coming to my house, asking me to introduce them to the officials.